Hello, creative friends. I've wanted to make a Stationery Empties video for a while now because I feel like there's nothing better in this world than filling up a notebook or emptying a pen. And I'm one of those people who will use one pen obsessively until it runs out of ink, and then I'll phone all of my friends and it's like I've written a doctorate or something. I'm like, this is just so awesome. And they're like, yes, yes. And then they pat me on my head and send me on my way. And that's why I love them, because they keep putting up with me. I've wanted to make this video for a few months now, but I've kind of been stuck in a bit of a rut with the notebook that I've been using. So let's start with that. And I think I only have 4 things to show you because using up pens and notebooks is hard. So, thinking, braining, yes. When I was in junior high, I used to hate writing on the backs of pages of a notebook. I think maybe because of ghosting, maybe because of bleed through, maybe because I was 12 and I could be bothered by the simple things in life. Either way, so recently I came upon a brand of notebooks. They're called Nemesis. Whoop. Yeah, Nemesis. That only have, let's see, that only have like one page and then the other side is completely blank. There's a little graphic on the front here, and I think the idea with these notebooks is that you can sketch and draw on them and then rip out the page, share it with other people or scan it or whatever. So that's their intended use, and I think they're supposed to be a lot more like graphics based, not word based. So I had to buy the notebook because of course I had to buy the notebook, and it kind of sat on a shelf for a while because my intention was to use it when I was taking an online class or something where I could like take notes and evenly space things out because it was a grid. That never happened, and then one day I just kind of grabbed it and started writing. The problem was that I was writing 3 pages a day, and when you're writing in a giant notebook size, 3 pages is a lot. Like a lot. And I have crappy hands too, so 3 pages is an extra a lot. So it's taken me, like I started this on June 2nd. I don't know how many pages it has. Probably should have looked that up. And I finished on the 8th. So 2 months. What I love about this notebook is the paper quality. It is so freaking smooth, and it's fountain pen friendly. I use the Monteverde Emerald in my TWSBI Eco with a fine point. I'm gonna get some broader nibs to kind of try messing around with that stuff. But I didn't have like minimal ghosting, no bleed through, and it was really lovely for that. But it was just a lot. It was a lot of page to sit down to. It made my hands hurt. It was intimidating. And I wasn't feeling it. So things kind of stagnated with it. I would go like a week without writing, which to me was weird. Or I'd write like a paragraph and then I wouldn't want to do it. But that's not the notebook's fault, right? Like this notebook is amazing. It comes in smaller sizes that I would definitely try. I think my junior high self is a little sad because I wanted to love it so bad, but having that blank page felt like a waste of paper. It was cool for things like adding little bits of ephemera that I didn't necessarily want to talk about. Like I went to see a friend of mine and he was playing with my TWSBI and he wrote stuff in one of my other notebooks, and I wanted to keep it because I thought it was just funny, and I just thought, you know, this is the one thing from that notebook that I want to keep. So it was nice for that. I feel like it wasn't the right thing for me. So do with that as you wish. I would highly recommend the notebook though. They're available at Stylus here in Edmonton. They're available on Jet Pens in the US. I'm sure they're just available all over the place. Well, no, they're not available all over the place, but they are available. They're not super hard to find. Excuse Excuse me. And then some pens. So in this notebook, like I mentioned, I use the Montverde Emerald ink. Let me see if I can find like a sample. Ooh, so pretty. This is the first colored ink that I've purchased, and it has turned me on to green inks. I didn't think I would like it. I'm always the person who buys the rainbow like pens and stuff and then just uses black. But it's really great, and it's fun without being too fun. It's conservatively enjoyable. Other pens. Pardon me. Okay, I think we're good. Coffee? Yes, always coffee. Coffee is always the answer. I ordered a black-blue sample pack. Blue-black ink sample pack from Jet Pens. Just because I thought it was a nice way to try out a variety of different pens. So one of the things that came in there was the Platinum Preppy. It's a fountain pen. It's super inexpensive, and for that I love it. If anyone knows where I can buy these in bulk, like in sacks, let me know. I'm trying to get everyone into fountain pens. It's kind of working, but I feel like people have this conception that they have to be really expensive or really complicated to use or to maintain even. And that's not necessarily true. This has a lovely fine point. Like I said, relatively inexpensive. The only thing I didn't like is that the ink was quite muddy. And I don't know if that's like the nature of the color, but it didn't feel crisp, and I don't know how better to explain it. But would recommend tossing in your backpack, would recommend using for school, would recommend tossing at your best friend because you're like, fountain pen, go. Yes, major shout out to that. The other thing that I got was the Zebra Sarasa clip. This also came in blue-black, and I'm not a huge fan of fountain pens. What? Oh, that's not what this is. I love fountain pens. I haven't been a huge fan of gel pens, mostly because the last time I remember using gel pens was in junior high, and they never had like a good flow, and this is not like that. This is amazing. It doesn't smudge. It's so smooth. This is a 0.4 because that's what they sent me, and I'm okay with that. And it has a clip, which, to be quite honest with you, I haven't really used. But I feel like a pen with a clip is like a dress with pockets. It's better. It's there when you need it. And yeah, these I have actually seen. Where have I seen these? We had got a new store in the city called a Momo, I think. And they're like an Asian dollar store. And they have some of these. So I'm going to pick up different colors. I think they have like black and red. So yes, would recommend. Also available on Jet Pens and where pens are sold. I don't know. The other thing that I got that I think was in a fine liner sample, is that a thing? I really need to research stuff before I start making these videos. Was this Zig Cartoonist Mangaka 02. It's a fine liner. It's apparently very difficult to open. And yeah. I don't know what I'm showing you. It's a fine liner. It's got a fine line. I hated this so much, and I hated it so much because like past this little shaft, it was like there was, oh, there is. Okay, I can see it. there was like a piece of gummy plastic that went around the nib. And so you couldn't, the only way to get a nice, smooth, consistent line was to hold your pen like this. Which, I don't know who this works for, but it doesn't work for me. I mean, I assume that there are people who like it and use it and stuff because it's a really popular product. But I don't know if that was just a manufacturing problem, but based on the performance of this, I'm not gonna order another one to try. It wasn't so bad when I was drawing and doodling and stuff, but I don't know, man. I don't have time for like single purpose pens in my life, and there are way too many pens in the world to try that if you don't blow me away, I'm not gonna give you another shot. Yeah, so well, that was short. Yay! So that's what I've used over the last 2 months. I've already started a collection of things for next month. No, I haven't. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I'm trying to cull down my collection of notebooks a little bit, so I'm using a lot of stuff that I have. There's also a challenge on Reddit. If anyone is interested, I can post a link down somewhere, down below, whatever, bother me. Where the idea is to pick a notebook and use it up in the month. So some people have gone like they're using like pocket notebooks. Other people are art journaling. It's like, it's such a cool community of people, and it's recently, it's like, it's a, words, you guys, words are hard. There was an original challenge for November, basically, that happened at the same time as NaNoWriMo happened. And someone on Reddit decided that they wanted to make a monthly challenge because they just thought keeping it to November was no fun, and I'm inclined to agree. So I'm going to start on a notebook. It's got a few pages filled in already. Nobody tell the community. But I'm going to start on a notebook, and we'll see where it gets. And now I'm rambling. So know that I love pens and paper and you guys, and I will hopefully have more empties next time. Bye.